Alright, this is a CVT guitar lesson for Joel, and I like this. You wanted the same chords, different positions. That's what I titled this CVT lesson. Went ahead and went with standard tuning, figured the acoustic, and I went back and reread our conversation. Just wanted to make sure I was following what you said, and you used the 1-4-5-4 concept, you know, for the chord progression, the key of G, which would be G major, C major, D major, and C major. So what I did, Joel, was I went through those three chords, G, C, and D, and I've written anywhere from 6 to 8 different spots to play that same chord up and down the neck for each chord. The G, the C, the D, and then I've got 6, 7, 8 examples of using them in an actual strum chord progression. Okay, and what I did was I took different spots of the 6 to 8 examples to use in that progression. Okay, so I really like doing this, man. This is a little different than what I'm normally working on. So let's do this first. Number 1, G major. What I did was I used a standard strum for all of them. Of course, you can change the strum to whatever you want. The strum I chose was this. Down, up, down, up, down, down, up, 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 down. Do whatever you want over it if that's too crazy. But so that's your strum per each chord. So the first one, and of course you're going to know the standard ones and a few of the other ones, but it's the 4-fingered G major from the top string down, 3-2, open, open, 3-3. And so we'll just, for now, we're just going through each G major. That's one spot. One of my favorite spots to play this G major is 5th position on the A string. We'll go 5A, 5D, open G, and then I bar the 3rd fret on the B and E string. Keep the knuckles at a good angle and try to mute string 6. Check this out. Love it. So I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 examples in G major. If you had 7 guitar players all sitting there and you all strummed at the same time, you're going to have 7 different chords, or 7 different G major chords. So that's 1, 2. The next spot, a little difficult to play. Got to lower that thumb. We're going to go 5th fret D, 7E or 7G, 8B, and 7E. And I'm going to mute the A string, because if you're strumming something, you don't want to hit an unwanted string in there. So it's kind of the D form, the D major form of the G major chord. You don't see this used as often. It's a little tricky to jump to. Okay, the next version is using like a C major form, and it's kind of an extension of that, I suppose. Well, no, it isn't. This one's moving up to 10A, 9D, and then I'm going to bar the 7th fret on the G, B, and E and put my middle finger on 8B. So it's like a C major shape, but it's a G major chord. The next one you're familiar with, I already know. 10A, and then 12th fret D, G, and B barred. Real common way to play. It's like a bigger power chord, kinda. Okay, the next one. You won't see this a whole lot either, but I took it an octave up, kind of from the first chord. We'll go 15E, 14. Actually, no, the way I set this one up was a little bit different. 15E, 14A, open D, G, and B, and 15 high E. And the reason I went with that rather than this, for one, it's a little easier, but I think it sounds cool with the higher tonalities and the lowers, right? So you got some nice highs and nice lows in there. And the last one, you know as well. So off the top of my head, I know you knew 3 of these. And it's just the 3rd position G major bar chord. Bar everything 3rd fret, 5A, 5D, and 4G. Alright, so let's move to the C major chord. This is number 2 in your tabs. I did put the fingering for all of them. You can change them as you see fit, but I definitely felt like you needed to have all of the fingering. Just in case you get stuck. C major, you know this version. 3A, 2D, and 1B. And we strum the A string down. From there, another form you know. It's the same root with the index finger though. 3A, barred 5th fret, D, G, and B. Little little higher inversion, right? The next one, I like this one. We're going to go barred 5th fret from the D string all the way down, and we're going to put the 8th fret off the high E in there. So we have a higher tone going here. So we have. Next one is built off of that. As a matter of fact, you can keep everything down, but throw in the 8 on the low E and 7 on the A string. It's a stretch, man. You got to lower the thumb, and here's what you're looking at. Using the G form, right? But the chord is still C major. Next one, think of an F major shape. This one you know. 12D, 11G, barred 10th fret on the B and E. Wait a minute here. We just did 10, 9, 8, 8. Yeah. 10, 9, 8, 8. And then the next one, check this out. It's the same thing, but here's what we need to do. We're going to go 10A, 3rd finger, 10D with the pinky, and then keep these down. 9G, barred 8th fret, B and E. Just a little fuller. So that's a C with the G bass, but it's still a C major chord. As a matter of fact, if you played the one before with your pinky, you don't even have to move much fingers around. Next one you're familiar with. It's the 8th position bar chord, and that's barring everything fret 8, 10A, 10D, 9G. And from there, the last one, kind of tough because the frettings, but we're going to go 15A, 14D, 12G, and 13B. Basically it's the octave of the first one we did. D major, number 3, standard D major from the bottom up, the high E, 2, 3, 2 open. Okay, we all know that one. And then a little bit higher inversion here, I like this. We're going to go 2G, 3B, and 5 on the high E with the open D string in there. So we have 5A, 4D, 2G, 3B, 2G, or 2E, my bad. 5, 4, 2, 3, 2. That's another D major. 5A, barred 7th fret, D, G, and B. So we're working our way up the neck. This next one I like a lot. Open D, 7, G, and B, 5E. Has the open D, so there's your bottom end with the higher tones. From there, this one's nice. 9A, barred 7th fret, D, G, and B, and 10 on the high E. Really nice one. Next one is very similar to that. We're going to go 10E, 10E, 9A, 7th fret, D, G, and B, and 10th fret, high E. Oops. That is 3rd finger. Hold on here. I gotta do a finger adjustment. It's 3 and 2. 1, 1, 1, 4. I wrote it as if you had 2 pinkies on one hand there. Alright, next one from the D string down, 12, 11, 10, 10. It's the F major shape, but it is a G major chord, or a D major chord. And then an octave up from the first chord from the high E string, working up, 14, 15, 14 open. Got a little buzz going on up here. I gotta fix that. Okay, so there's your different ones, and like I said, each one has 6 to 8 examples of these chords. Here's the fun part, or the funner part, is picking and choosing. Number 4, we're doing what's called a 1-4-5-4 progression, G, C, D, C. And here's how you may typically see it played. Here's our strum, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, 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 down. 2, open, open, 3, 3, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down. Standard C major, 3A, 2D, and 1B. Standard D major, open D, and then 2G, 3B, 2E. Back to the C major. Next variation, 3rd fret barred on everything, 5A, 5D, 4G. Apply the same strum. C major, which will be 3A, barred 5th fret, D, G, and B. D major, move it up a whole step to 5, 7, 7, 7. Back to C major. So just within that, say you had 2 guitar players playing, because you had mentioned recording. So you can stack as many as you want. You could have one play the open chord version and then the other with the closed with these bars and have a fuller sound. The third example would be the 5A, 5D, open G, 3rd fret B and E. And this will be the C major I'm using now is from the D string down, 5, 5, 5, 8 high E. Open D, 7 on the G and B, 5 E. Then back to that C major we did. So we have next one, G major, going 10A, 9D, 7G, 8B, 7E. The C major we're going to use, this is probably going to be the tougher example, from the low E string down, 8, 7, 5, 5, 5, 8. And this is going to be our C major. D major, we're going to use this, which will be 9A, 7th fret, D, G, and B, 10 high E. And then back to that same C major. And then start it over. Probably the tougher of the bunch. The next one would be 10A, barred 12th fret, D, G, and B. That's our G major. C major will be 10D, you're already there, and then 9G, 10th or 12D, 11G, 10th fret on the B and E. Did I lose my spot? I think I did, dude. 1 second. Yes. Or 10th fret, my bad. 10D, 9G, 8B, and E. So we have our D major we're going to use is going to be 10E, 9A, 7th fret D, G, and B, and 10 high E. It's like the G major shape. Back to the C. Alright, and then the next one is way up the neck. Our G major is going to be from the low E string down, 15, 14, open, 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 15. Our C major, oops, missed it. 15A, 14D, 12G, 13B. Our D major would be open D and then 14, 15, 14. Back to that C major. So almost, you know, if you were looking for like a capo sound, you know, or something reggae-ish. 2 more examples here, Joel. The third, on this one, this is how you would expect it to be played a lot of times in the rock, blues kind of thing. All the same chords. Bar everything 3rd fret, go 5A, 5D, and 4G. All we're going to do here is go move it up to the 8th fret, so 10th fret, and then back to 8. And the last example, 10A, 12th fret, D, G, and B. Our C major will go 10A, 10D, 9G, 8B, and E. Our D major is going to go 9A, 7, 7, 7, and then 10. Back to our C major. So I tried to keep the tonality from chord to chord somewhat the same, so you don't get this, you know, in other words, it might not sound the best to go like this. You go from real deep to real high, so I'm trying to keep them all uniform for you. So hopefully that'll help you, man, if you want it. I think it was a great idea on your part to come up with this for a CVT lesson, Joel. I hope it helps. I know it will help you expand in your playing. So thanks, dude. I got another one coming for you.